Here I am at the Argentinian embassy in Beijing. And Argentina, as this year's host of the G20 forum, says it aims to make sure that everyone embraces new technologies and that no one is left behind. But it got me thinking, how do they do this? Where do they start? Perhaps China could provide some clues. Argentina has stated it has 3 goals, and one of them is the future of work, where it discusses how technology can impact people's lives, including the workplace. So why is China the best place to start looking for answers? You are literally surrounded by tech innovations right, left and center. And if you have lived in China as many years as I have, you do sometimes take for granted because you're so used to it.
Everyone talks about WeChat as the smartphone app in China, but it's literally a lifeline here. You can basically do everything from buying food, paying your utility bills and flights and shopping. And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
My argument is that there's already a foundation of a digitally integrated society. That means if you live in China, you are already seeing the potentials of a digital future. So, what does it look like so far?
China's first smart park, created by Baidu, lies in the west side of Beijing. Since opening on November the 1st, it has become a place to relax, unwind, but also to experience the country's latest AI innovation.
So before I enter the park, I have the option to let them take my picture first. And this will enable them to track my movement, so my speed, distance, and how much I've been walking throughout my journey. And even if I want to go further, I can give them my weight and also my height measurements. So they will calculate how many calories, for example, I burn when I'm walking or even running.
Whilst roaming the park, I also wanted to see the other attractions. But before that,
so these are the so-called smart lampposts, and they are the ones doing the tracking. And I've been told I can get my data just before I leave the park.
people still practice Tai Chi in China, and now the park is providing visitors with an augmented reality Tai Chi master.
Relax, relax. It's surreal to do this, probably because it's my first time doing it. But I would say if you want to take up Tai Chi, this is probably the best place to start doing it. It encourages you to do more.
But if you wanted a more relaxing view of the park, Baidu's Uplong autonomous bus offers a warmer way of getting around.
So I've been trying to book my seat on the bus, and unfortunately today I haven't been able to because it's fully booked, not just today but for the whole week. And I think this shows how much popular it has become since opening at the beginning of the month.
When I spoke to the people in the park, they told me that the bus can sit 7 people and it has no driver, nor a steering wheel or brake pedal. This made me more curious of where this can further develop.
As well as driverless cars, the recent unveiling of an AI anchor also grabbed the headlines. And today, in the same spirit, a robot is giving me a guided tour of the park's Future Space Center. Xiaodu, nice to meet you. I'm trying to speak English, see if it works. Okay.
Alongside the Xiaodu robot, the Future Space Center features virtual reality, where I unexpectedly found myself in a dinosaur museum, to smart device and more.
One of the fascinating things about the Future Space Center is that there is a facial recognition technology. So, for example, when I look at the screen, if I make facial expressions, like smiling, they will do the same too, as you can see. Oh, so laughing loud. Oh. If I tilt my head to my left or to my right, you can see it flips, it follows all of them four. So after seeing all of this, I think the park is a microcosm of China's artificial intelligence headway in autonomous vehicles, in robotics and facial recognition technology.
So getting the results of my short stroll in the park kind of made me want to come again. It ended up being quite motivational. At a recent event, Baidu's CEO and chairman Robin Li unveiled plans for autonomous driving, connected roads and efficient cities. So far, Beijing and Shanghai are the pilot cities for using urban management technology. So AI is China's latest chapter in further defining the country's digital economy. But what defines China's digital economy in the first place?
China has embraced digital economy very much. According to a report, we have like 30% of our GDP is digital economy. That's a very big amount. So to make it in detail, I think the digital economy composed of two parts. The first part is the digital infrastructure part. Second is about digital enabling parts. So I think the key successful or critical factor for digital economy is the digital enabling parts. Because digital economy, like a platform, could make a lot of offline business online, could smooth the business process, so which enable a lot of business more successful to help to benefit the customer.
In the news, we always hear about Baidu, Alibaba and Tencent. But what is their role?
BAT help a lot on transfer China from traditional economy to the digital economy. They are more like the digital infrastructure provider. And with this very comprehensive infrastructure, the other very small company could build up on their infrastructure to smooth other business process. Tencent has like around 500 million registered users. So Tencent directed their user stream to the Meituan. So they can flourish the Meituan's big business very well. So you can see those three companies are infrastructure. So this we call digital ecosystem. And based on them, there are a lot of other big business, like sharing economy business, so the delivery business, so a lot. So yeah, we need this kind of digital infrastructure provider. That's very important.
So, if it's working in China, how do other G20 countries adopt China's so-called digital economy model?
If you want to embrace digital economy, you have to build the digital infrastructure first. So that means the government or bigger companies should invest a lot on digital infrastructure. You set up a 4G network. You can do transaction even in a remote place. So that's the first. The second should be, I think the much easier to start is from 2C business. 2B business is kind of difficult. 2C business means you make the customer happy. So for example, a lot of e-business, online shopping, and online to offline like delivery, this kind of things. That's much easier to be digitalized. But after that, you can do the digitalized business, like the sharing manufacturing, sharing R&D, or sharing others. Digital economy is kind of unique as a novel economy. It could break a lot of rules of the traditional economy. So that means there will be some conflict between old and new. So the government or the society should be very tolerant, should be flexible. For example, the sharing economy, the Didi and Uber. So as you see in Japan, it's very strict. They cannot easily embrace this new innovation, so they cannot benefit from this. But in China, we have a lot of flexible, and we want to benefit from this innovation first. Normally, the innovation comes from some place with some conflict of interest. So you need to be more inclusive attitude to embrace innovation. So be more flexible.
Meanwhile, the government has been key to the ongoing success of China's digital economy. BAT could, for example, test out their products and services without having to worry about regulation. For example, I was surprised to find out it took 11 years for a cap to be introduced on Alipay's online money transfer, and in 2010, payment business license to third party was brought in after 7 years since Taobao's first online payment transaction. But what has impressed me the most is the fact that the Chinese government itself has been leading innovation and experimentation. It used its high-tech R&D to launch the world's first high-security quantum satellite. And reports say if the technology is commercialized, China could potentially offer the world's safest and fastest internet.
The tech companies and the people are playing a big role in digitally transforming China. But what I think is important to note is that the government is not only building a supportive infrastructure as an investor, but also as a developer and consumer. And perhaps that's what other G20 countries can look to take away from Beijing's active role. I'm Josh, stay tuned with China Mag.